Welcome to our August 2023 market update. If you watched our July update, this is no surprise to anybody. August was another very slow month, but I've got good news for everybody. I'm hearing rumbles that a lot of sellers are ready to get their places on the market. The market itself might just be picking up in the nick of time because today the Bank of Canada also announced they're going to stop the rate hikes for the time being. This was something that happened earlier in the year when the Bank of Canada decided to halt rate hikes temporarily, but they decided to halt the rate hikes, and what happened when the Bank of Canada announced that? We saw buyers' interest shoot through the roof again, and we saw homes selling at fantastic prices. So, although I think the market still needs some cooling down to do, I think we might see a busy fall here. And I hope for a lot of our seller clients that we do see this very busy fall. So let's take a look at the not so exciting numbers from last month, and we can look forward into September update very shortly. So the average price across the Toronto MLS was $1,082,000. Comparing it to the August prior, keep in mind, August, it's summer, it's slow, this is normal. It was $1,079,000. So we were up year over year. When you're talking about detached homes, last month we had 2,264 detached home sales, 1,800 of those coming out of the 905 and 450 coming out of the Toronto 416 area. In terms of condos, we all know that flip-flop. So Toronto, over 1,000 condo sales at 1,086, and then outside Toronto Postal, you're going to have 523 condo sales. When we're looking at townhouses and semi-detached, we had a smaller number of each of those. Semi-detached, only 400 sales combined, and then townhouses, we had 936 townhouse sales. These are not condo townhouses, keep in mind, they're just townhouses. So we had 700 plus out of the 905, then we had 230 out of the GTA. So today we are going to just make this quick and hopefully simple for everybody. So we're going to cover the Halton region first, which is Burlington, Halton Hills, Milton, and Oakville. So we're going to start in Burlington, where the average home was $1,075,000. Halton Hills at $1,250,000. We had Milton with the average here of $1,083,000. And Oakville, rounding it out, always the biggest number, 1.492 for your average home in Oakville. Peel region, which is Brampton, Caledon, and Mississauga. So your Brampton, the average home is $1,013,000, 1.337 for your average Caledon home. Keeping in mind, Caledon always has very limited transaction data. So we've got 44 transactions compared to Brampton with 420 and Mississauga with 505. And to round up Peel, Mississauga, the average home was $1,057,000. It is close to Brampton, but the reason why the numbers are so close is because the saturation of condos that are in Mississauga is what drags the prices to be lower, because you're going to have tons of condos in the $600,000-700,000 price range, and in Brampton you have very little condos. So we're just talking about larger properties in Brampton averaging that 1.013. When we're going to go to Toronto, we'll just break it down by West Central and East Toronto. So your average home in the West End was $993,000. Average home in Central Toronto is $1,047,000, and then $941,000 is your average in the East End. Once again, a lot of these numbers are dragged down by condos. Your average detached home in Toronto is significantly more than that, so just take that into consideration here. And I can give you guys a couple notable mentions that we have popular. Couple notable mentions here for some clients that we have out in these areas. So Vaughan, your average home is 1.327. And then we've got some good clients and friends out in Newmarket. So 1.226 is the average out there. If you're going to go out on the East End and you want to head out to Whitby, your average is at $1,021,000. And if you want to get under that $1 million average price point, you're going to have to go visit Ajax, Brock, or Clarington to get there. Now, I know monthly updates can be a little bit tedious. It's just a lot of numbers that I regurgitate to you. But what you're going to see here, the common trend, is your average home is still north of $1 million, unless you go to some specific areas, and they're just far and few between at this point. A lot of the areas in the GTA in particular are just north of $1 million for your average home. You can get into the condo market in most places for anywhere between $500,000 and $600,000, which is a high starting price point, but that's what the market is currently. If you want to start a condo in Mississauga, you might be able to get away with $525,000. If you want something in Milton, it might be closer to $530,000, $540,000. Or if you want to go further out, maybe to Waterloo or to Waterdown, for example, you might be able to get something right around $500,000 or maybe slightly less, or more space than you would get in the GTA. Now, while we're here today, we had a announcement as well from the Bank of Canada, and the Bank of Canada has decided that they are going to hold their policy rate, as I mentioned earlier in the video. What this means is if you're on a variable rate mortgage, you can finally take another deep breath. You are not going to be increased, at least for the right now, on your current payments. So make those payments, put some lump sums down if you can, get yourself in a better situation on your current mortgage. But without this increase happening today, like some thought it was going to, this might bring buyers back to the market. So buyers hearing that the Bank of Canada is not going to increase, they might say to themselves, it's September, my kids are back in school, this is the time when I can feel more confident to pull the trigger. So if that's you and you're feeling more confident in pulling the trigger, don't forget to let us know in the comment section down below, and we would be happy to guide you on your next transaction. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.